Hi guys, back for games here, back with kid I found on the street who
It's me.
his name's Emmy. That's how it's spelt. But we need to sort of wrap this up. This is part 3 now of a long video. And
part 2's cut off on it.
yeah, but what I say,
know where we are.
what I say, everyone has to vote for who wins the debate. We're going to do this every week, so you got to vote. Just letting you know. And next video will be Marvel vs DC. He's got DC, I've got Marvel. That's going to be interesting. But vote in the description of the vids.
Comment.
Yeah.
Right in the comment.
Sorry, you only have 1 vote per person. But see who wins. Thanks for all 2 of my viewers. I appreciate it.
One's me.
The other one's me. Carry on from where you were.
Well, it cut off, didn't it?
Well, where were you?
Well, halfway through here.
Right, carry on.
Let's get on with it. I'll just...
Go on.
Right, let's start it. Nintendo is the only company
Go back to the beginning.
that before the Wii made... That is solely for video games. The Wii is pretty much solely for video games. Because you're saying YouTube and Netflix
And GameCube.
GameCube, they still are solely devoted to playing the games. You don't have add-ons or anything that you can plug in.
I know, but it's a nice little feature. You know, I don't mind companies that are just solely devoted to games, like Sega and Atari were, Nintendo, you know, but it's nice to have little features like Netflix and YouTube. It just comes in handy, you know. I wouldn't not buy, and I would not love PlayStation if I didn't have all these great features.
Exactly.
But it's nice that they're there. It's a nice little perk. It's like if you brought an iPhone. It's with all these little perks on it. It makes it great, having all your music on it and that. You wouldn't hate it if it didn't, but it just makes it cool because it saves you from buying an iPad or an MP3. It's just same with Netflix and YouTube on the PS3. I've got Netflix on right now. It's just a nice little perk.
Okay. The Switch console has speakers on it.
And it's a tablet. Well, wouldn't have a speaker on it?
Exactly.
Yes, you agree. There's a tablet.
It's not a...
It is. You just agree.
The thing is a tablet.
You just agree.
The controllers are not, and I think it's touchscreen as well.
Oh wow, that makes it nothing like a tablet.
Better than it. Look, it's a little perk, like you were saying. It has touchscreen.
Because it's a tablet.
It's not a tablet.
It is.
It's way more powerful than a tablet. It's way more powerful.
Whatever you say.
The battery life, 3 to 6 hours. 3 was Zelda, obviously. But if you were to put the power of a PS4 in it, like what are you saying? Oh, it's not powerful enough or something.
No, it's if you're a tech person like me, and you are, it's also a console that is 1 terabyte. It's cool because it can fit.
Expandable memory. You can put in a
nice.
micro SD card. It can it up to 2 terabytes. More than PS4
cool.
could ever do. But if you were to put...
it can do more. You can buy stuff actually.
Well, the memory.
You can make it 4 terabytes, I think.
It's a console. It's not handheld as well. Exactly. So it makes it better. Mine's better.
Yeah, go on.
So what was I saying?
How the Switch sucks.
No. What was I?
How the Switch sucks.
I've lost it again.
Talking about memory.
Yeah. If you were to have the power of a PS4 in the Switch, the battery life would be about 1.5 hours, which is terrible.
They could expand that.
No,
they could buy.
It would, and then it would be costing more and more and more.
The PS4 controllers have decent battery life though, because
PS4,
they have 10.
The new PS4 Pro controller or whatever.
I'm not talking about Pro.
Well, the new one is 90 quid. At Argos.
For the controller?
Yes, the controller is 90
That's ridiculous. You can find that cheaper, that's moronic. That's Argos ripping you off. But
90 quid.
The PS4 controller, the normal one, it has 10 hours battery life, yes, it's not great. No. But if you were playing
20 hours.
Wait, if you were playing though, you have a USB cable, plug it in, plug it into your controller, say you keep playing for another 2 hours, next time you put it on, the battery's nearly full, so you can play for like another 8 hours or so. It's very easy, but unlike Microsoft using Xbox One batteries, yes it may last 20, 30 hours, but if they're not rechargeables, you've got to keep getting new batteries, you can't plug it in the USB, you've got to go recharge your batteries, which will take a couple of hours.
Who are you having a go at here? Microsoft.
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, you're talking about battery life.
Yeah.
It's not much of a nuisance to charge your PS4
So
though.
you can charge the Switch with a tablet charger.
That just shows it's a tablet.
You can charge it with a tablet or phone charger. You don't need a
It's a
proper
tablet.
dedicated power supply
It's a
like
tablet.
you do with the PS3 or whatever.
This is a game console and you're buying a tablet.
You know your charging cable for the PS3?
Yeah?
You plug that into the Switch and it will charge it whilst you're playing it.
PS3 does that. PS4 does that. Xbox 360, Xbox One.
No, it doesn't charge the
Actually,
controllers.
Xbox One then.
It charges the console.
Why would a console need charging? It's because it's handheld and it's a
Yes,
tablet.
It's handheld and then you dock it. You put it in the dock without having to turn it off. You put it in the dock without having to
It's a
turn it off.
nice feature.
It's instantly on the screen.
It's a good feature.
It's
I'll
instantly
admit
on
that.
the screen.
Answer me this though, how many great games are there for the Switch? One.
It's been out for a month.
I know.
A month.
PlayStation had more than
3
one good
years.
game though. When it come out, I bet you had
It's been out
more than
for
one.
3 years.
I know that.
Yes,
But there's already about 60, 70 great games. Imagine what there'll be in 3 more years when the PS5 is probably coming out around then. Well, you've got to admit 3 years time, they'll probably will do something though.
Probably. I don't know what they're going to do with it. It'll be way more expensive. Honestly, it will be way more.
I've got something as well to bring up. I just reminded me, PlayStation, something new and innovative, which have come up before Nintendo. VR.
VR, no, Nintendo did that. That was with the Virtual Boy. Let me think. Oh, they must have copied her.
Sure.
The Virtual Boy
VR.
was VR before it was VR.
That makes sense. VR is amazing. The new PlayStation VR though is incredible. It makes you feel like you're really there. I've seen clips. My dad actually tried it out. I haven't tried it yet. I'm still trying to. My dad tried it out. He said it's incredible. But it's amazing. It's a new piece of technology.
Oculus
It is.
Rift, HTC Vive.
Yeah, I know. But then
And then here comes the PS4 copying.
they're not copying it from Nintendo or anything though.
No, they're not copying it.
Or any
from
company.
Nintendo. Well, Oculus.
They're not just copiers though. They've done stuff. They've done other stuff though, aside from games, which they have a copy from. You keep saying they're copiers. They're not. They're just.
They copy.
But you could say everyone copies from something. You could say DC copied Marvel. You could say a football team copied the first football team ever. That acoustic guitar copied the electric. You could say anything copies something. There's always a route to go back to. What PlayStation do is they find something that looks good and they improve. They improve.
What did Nintendo copy?
I don't know.
Exactly. Nothing.
I don't know much about them as a.
They're the
I've no interest in
original.
them.
They are the innovative
I know
ones.
enough.
They are the innovative ones.
Yeah, they're clever. I'll give them that. The Rumble Pack is a great idea. The analog stick.
And then
Granted, it was on a
they
North controller.
They copied PlayStation 1. Copy.
They don't.
Copy. They copied it. End of. They added the Rumble after Nintendo had added the Rumble Pack.
They built it into a controller though, which is a great feature.
Yes.
There's so many great
It's
exclusives.
cheaper.
I made a list and draw what exclusives. It's not really okay. There's loads of great exclusives.
I think they're going to get bored with you reading all of it.
I know. I've said some of them. Yeah. Some of the great exclusives.
Waste of time.
Yeah, and that wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
Resident Evil, GTA, the original ones I'm saying, Tomb Raider, Silent Hill, God of War, Final Fantasy, Kingdom Hearts, Call of Duty, Metal Gear, Spyro, which you love,
I like
Crash Bandicoot, Guitar
And then
Hero.
they killed it.
There's a lot more.
They put Skylanders
With the
on
PlayStation
the
3, there's a best exclusive. You've got Last of Us Uncharted, and you've got third party, Bioshock, Borderlands, Assassin's Creed, the Batman games, Fallout, Red Dead, Infamous I think is exclusive, and 2 other great exclusives, Heavy Rain and Beyond Two Souls. So there's a lot of good exclusives. A Little Big Planet, it's a good little kid one. And there's some really good exclusives I've got. I'm not saying Nintendo don't, but
Of course
I know. They have some great exclusives, Nintendo do. No, I'll happily admit that, you know, I've got some Mario games, I love Mario Kart, and Zelda looks excellent, but, you know, PlayStation have got their own too, they've got some good exclusives. Every company has. Atari had E.T., Sega has Sonic, Nintendo has Mario, and PlayStation have
Nintendo has Mario,
Last of Us,
Zelda, Metroid,
Uncharted.
Star Fox, Donkey Kong.
PlayStation has
Go on.
Infamous, Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, Resident Evil, Tomb Raider, Last of Us, Uncharted, I didn't mention them, Crash Bandicoot. The list will go on.
They killed that
How did they?
because they didn't make any more games for it.
For what?
Got Crash Bandicoot. They got.
Yeah, they did. The PS2 ones.
Yes, PS3. Name,
I think they did
Crash,
one PSP too.
Name Crash Bandicoot on the PS3. Name it.
They didn't do any for that.
They gave up. They pretty much
They did
gave
give up.
up with it.
You could buy that off the store, by the way, for pretty cheap.
Yes.
That's another great one you can
Put
buy.
it on there.
Yeah, just what Nintendo did with the Wii. Let's just put the N64 games on there. Exactly the same. Exactly the same thing. You just buy it because you're obsessed with Nintendo. That's why.
It's cheaper.
It's cheaper. They're not cheaper, the games though. It's £10 for a Nintendo 64 game on there. If you want Mario Kart 64 or just any...
40 quid.
No. If you're talking about... What's it? If you're talking about the Wii Virtual Console, if you wanted to buy Paper Mario for the N64 on the Wii Virtual Console, just a minute, it's £10.
So,
And you need the classic controller. If you, which is about £15, right? And this is still, it is still used. I've looked at Amazon, CX, it's still that price, which is £25 say if you want to buy a game. You
it's 80
just
quid.
wait.
It's 80 quid.
What are you on about?
Paper Mario for the N64.
I'm talking about the Wii Virtual Console.
Yes.
Yes.
You were one that they've updated onto it.
Okay, if just listen for a minute. If you want to buy Paper Mario on a Wii Virtual Console, that's £10. You want the classic controller to play it with, that's £15 and £25. PlayStation 3, you don't need a classic controller, and you can buy like the old Final Fantasies, which can cost absolutely loads out, like 40 quid some of them, and you can get them for like a tenner. So you can do that, just like Nintendo did with their old stuff. They've done that, they've done it, you can get Crash Bandicoot, which is an expensive £50 game now, for like a tenner. The PlayStation have done they do that too for their fans. Microsoft have. All the companies have, because there's fans who buy these new consoles who like some of the old games, and if they can't get the time to remaster them, and it'll take them a lot of time to do it all, and they'll think, let's just put it on for them for nostalgia's sake. And you don't need a classic controller, which is good, because I really wanted to get Paper Mario for the Wii Virtual Console, but if I wanted it, I'd have to pay £10 for Paper Mario itself and £15 for a controller for it, which it just adds up. You know, as much as it's an expensive game, the N64,
It's 80 quid.
it just, I know,
It's not cheap.
I know that, it just adds up to be a fair bit.
It adds up to be cheaper actually, and then you got to
I know
buy
it's
the
cheaper.
console.
I know it's
Cheaper.
cheaper. Yeah, it is cheaper.
Way
I'm not saying it's not. I'm just saying PlayStation do this too, and you don't have to buy a stupid controller for it. You can just use the normal PlayStation 3
The reason why you
controller.
don't like this nunchuck is because this is a cheap one.
No,
This is a cheap
I played with an official one though.
The one downstairs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I played on that red one we had.
Way easier.
I know what it
The red
feels.
one was
I know what it feels like. I know what they're like. I play with Mum and Nan and Granddad's. They've got official ones. Play Wii Sports on it, and it's just not a nice idea. The only thing, it works really well with boxing on the Wii. I'll admit that. Actually, the sensor doesn't, because I could throw punches non-stop and it'll get up 2 of them.
It's probably broken.
It's not, because I've played it on 4 different Wiis. I played it on each time, exact same thing. What do you think of the odds of that happening? I think it's just that the sensor's not very good. I can stand next to the TV, I can stand far away, I can stand from any angle and it will barely get any of my punches. It just gets tiring after a bit. You get punched and you go in like that non-stop. It's getting 1 punch every minute. It's not. I don't like the sensor bar that much. I'm not a fan of motion controls, to be honest. When it comes to gaming, I like having an actual controller in my hand, just sitting there and playing something. You know, whatever company it is.
Boring.
It's not boring though.
Boring.
It's motion controls aren't always fun though. They don't always incorporate
No,
it well. they don't always incorporate it well into games.
That limits you.
But what's wrong with being limited? You've got hundreds of great games for PS3. If you look around, you can find some real gems. You can with the Wii too, but just
that
not
limits
enough.
what the developers can do with it. It does.
I know, but I'd rather it limit it than them coming up with this.
So they
They're
can't
coming up with a
be
sensor bar.
innovative. They can't be extraordinary in their own sense.
But they can. They could do motion controls if they want to. PlayStation could. They did. PlayStation Move, and it's not that
That
good.
was terrible.
I know.
That was terrible.
I didn't like it.
It copied the Wii. It copied them.
Yeah, in a
Wii-
way.
The Wii made the Wii point.
They were probably thinking the Wii was successful. Why not
Let's
make this a
copy
go?
them. Let's copy them. That's what they were thinking. Let's copy.
It might have been.
Just
For all I
like
know,
they
it
did
might have been.
with the N64 controller.
They look nothing alike. The only thing that's the same is the analog sticks, which it weren't at first.
And with wireless controllers.
If you're comparing the standard N64 controller to the standard PS1 controller, then I still think the PS1 controller's better without the analog stick. I still think it's much better because at least you're not confused of how to hold it. That's one
They
thing.
copied it and made it better. They made it better, but they still copied it.
They
They
ma-
shouldn't have copied
the thing
it.
is, though,
They should have
PlayStation.
made their own thing.
I know PlayStation have copied some stuff.
A lot.
I know they have, but they make everything better. Everything. You could say everything has copied something though. You could. You know, there's so many different things. As I'm looking up stuff up here. Star Wars films, Goosebumps books, the Bible. They made new versions. And they make a new version of everything. Technically, you could say it's copying, but it's just the Bible and stuff. But it's just improving and stuff. You know, like the Blu-rays. You could say it's copying DVDs, but they're just improving the frame rate and the picture quality to make it 1080p from the standard 460 or 720. So, you know, everything sort of copies something. You know, yes, PlayStation have made some very similar things to Nintendo, but each time they haven't kept it exactly the same. They've changed stuff to improve on Nintendo's great designs. The gaming companies.
That boils down to they copy.
I know the gaming companies would be different about Nintendo. Nintendo are geniuses.
They wouldn't be there.
They're a great company.
Wouldn't be there.
I know they're excellent, and I don't dispute that. I like them a lot. But I just think when it comes down to it, for hardware, for most things, just PlayStation's better. I just think they are. Nintendo maybe the innovative ones, and I think it'd be amazing if Nintendo and PlayStation teamed up one day. It would be. It would.
It would.
It would. You know,
Okay.
Nintendo's innovation
There
and
it is.
PlayStation's hardware.
There are each as its throats.
Nintendo suck.
And down.
Nintendo suck. Absolutely. They're just not as good as PlayStation.
Really?
They're not.
Well, that's very.
Look at that
You
wing.
sure about that?
It doesn't even look that nice.
Well, it's way smaller than your big box, isn't it?
It's not a box. It's a slimmer.
It's a box.
It looks
That's
nice.
the slim edition.
Yeah. The
That's
fat one.
massive.
If you see the fat one, it's not that thick. So it's and the Xbox
It's
One's great as
massive.
well.
That is massive. The PlayStation 3, the original,
It's huge.
massive. And that's the slim.
I like that.
That is terrible. Look at the PS1. It's more powerful, but it's way bigger.
Oh, it's pretty powerful.
Yes.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. I don't.
Way
What's
bigger.
wrong with having a big console though? You boys, if you were to buy something though, you're gonna have it in your room, and if people walk in, it's one of those.
Switch. The Switch.
Wait, it's one of those things you'd want them to notice. You show someone it, but you look at the Wii U, it's that big.
Yes, it fits everywhere.
It's horrible.
It fits.
It's horrible.
The PlayStation 3, and look at the Switch. It's more powerful than the PS3. It's more powerful, and look
It's
how
more
small
powerful
it
than the
is.
PS3. It may be, but
It is.
its competition is PS4 and Xbox One and Wii U, as far as I'm concerned.
No,
And the Atari 8400.
The Switch.
Usually brilliant.
This the amount of people. I think it's a total of 400 million people have bought Nintendo's handheld consoles over the years.
Yes.
Now they've released a Switch, which combines
Nintendo are
the
great for
consoles and the
It's a
handheld.
good idea.
They'll get everyone together, and PS4, Sony or Microsoft cannot copy them.
I know they can.
They can't.
They don't need to, because not everyone likes that. I don't like it. I don't